Altair is a company basically that manufactures and makes engineering simulation software. So you might have heard of software like HyperWorks, which is which is an Altair product. They had the replacement talk, and I was very impressed by what they showed in the softwares that they showed. So basically, it's a niche within the computer science industry which deals with something that we do, mechanical engineers ourselves do. So that was one thing that was very impressive about them. Another thing was they showed a software here which was like the presenter, he showed that this will design an exhaust system out of its own. The software itself will design basically an exhaust fan, and all you need to give it are some parameters like weight and the weight and stress, how much it's going to carry. So it designed an optimum shape for that out of nothing. So basically it did all of that, all the behind the computations that went behind it, and it showed an exact design, and an actual exhaust fan was modeled out of that design. So that is what basically impressed me a lot about Altair, so I decided to apply. First of all, I always wanted to go into my core field. I didn't want to branch out, at least not right now. So that's why I decided that I'll go for Altair. Their placement process was they had a short test. They had a test beforehand. That was like, I don't remember exactly, but about a month before the placement began. So in the test, there were like 3 parts. One was about programming aptitude. One was technical, which was relevant to our thing. So they had 4, and you had to select 3 out of them. One was programming aptitude, one was there was some verbal test as far as I remember, and then there was this core mechanical test. So in the core mechanical test, it was fairly easy. It was like 3rd year concepts that were not very difficult to handle. Then there was this programming aptitude, which you didn't have to do actually because you had other 3. And then there was this maths test. It was more of maths and less of programming. So I just remember one question from it because it was asked later in the interview also. So the question was about a convex hull. Convex hull is basically in a given plane, a set of, if there are points in the given plane, then the smallest convex polygon that encloses all the points is called a convex hull. So it was a passage basically, and there were questions asked based upon it. So it basically tested your mathematical aptitude, how much you have, because you require maths also, this kind of maths in programming. So this was about the test. After the test, they had a shortlist for the interview, and the shortlist was like 10 people as far as I remember, but 4 of them had already gotten placed, so we were down to 6. So we had interview for the 6 of us, and then three of us were selected for the company. First of all, they examined my resume, they saw what projects I had done, and based on those projects, they asked me a lot of questions, like starting from my internship. My internship was in Mahindra Research and Development. So my project was on vehicle exhaust systems, and I had to design a code to simulate heat transfer in vehicle exhaust systems. So they asked me what kind of code did you design and what kind of parameters did you include in your So my basically was starting from the engine to the outlet. So I had to design a code which would, given the exhaust system geometry, it would completely give the temperature profile for the gas and as well as for the pipe, the exhaust pipe. So, and this is necessary because this is used in the prototype development stage, where you don't exactly know how much where and what kind of heat shields are required, and because exhaust generally tends to heat up the floor under panels, so that is why this kind of a code is necessary. So I designed that code, and they asked me, like I said, they asked me about the parameters that go into the designing of the code. Then what did you realize, what did you come up with? So basically I came to the conclusion that around exhaust bends, like wherever there are bends in the pipe, there the temperature tends to have a peak, so there you need to have heat shield. So this is what they asked me, like what did you get out of this project, was it a good learning experience? That. Then they asked me about my BTech project. My BTech project is on blade cooling channel. So basically turbine blades are internally cooled by but they are cooled by convection, and they use cold air for that. And so I'm examining a new design. So there has been a new design has been proposed. I'm going to examine it both theoretically and experimentally. So then they cross-questioned me again there, like they said that as for example in a turbine blade, as the blade rotates, so the air will tend to accumulate at the due to centrifugal force, it will tend to accumulate at the ends. So what are you going to do about that, and what do you think, where will it be cooler? Will it be cooler near, or will it be cooler further away? So I had to think a little bit. So this was where I got involved in the process. I mean, I had not thought about it in this fashion yet, so that was where they made me realize that I have to think about this in this way. Then I have 2 more projects. One was with pressure swirl atomizers. They are basically used in the nuclear industry for containment. Wherever the steam, if it tends to escape out of, if there's an uncontrolled reaction, then you need these atomizers to contain the steam. So they because these two were a bit more theoretical, so they didn't ask me as much about them. But then at the end, like, they went through all of this. Then I had a course project on design ANSYS simulation. So they asked me, what did you do in the simulation and how much do you know about simulation? So I said I know a little bit, but I've only done some parts of it. So this thing in ANSYS, so I told him about what I'd done in ANSYS. Basically, I'd modeled delamination of composite laminates. So composites have a mode of failure called delamination. So I modeled that in ANSYS. So they asked me, what did you use in modeling, what kind of software, what kind of solver within ANSYS did you use, and all that. Then after that, they examined me there also. They cross-questioned me there little bit also. And finally, they reached a conclusion. They said that your profile looks very theoretical. So that's where I needed some convincing to tell them that no, I have some experience in the industry, like I did in my internship, and also that I am ready to work in the industry. That they had a doubt that I might go immediately for MS. So like, they were repeatedly asking me, will you not go for MS? Your profile looks so theoretical. So that requires a bit of convincing. But if they feel happy with your answers, if they feel happy that you know your technical stuff, then you can do well in the interview. And besides this, then like I said, they had asked me about the convex polygon. So they do ask about your test. So whatever you answer in your test, be thorough with it, because they do tend to ask it later. So they asked me, they examined me there also. Like, they said that you are given this point in the convex polygon, you are given these set of points. How will you then go from this to this in the convex hull? How will you know whether a point is lying within, outside, or inside a convex hull? So there I had to have some knowledge. I had to draw on my knowledge of vector algebra a little bit. Frankly, I was not able to answer in the first go. So I told them that, sir, I'm not able to think properly. So they said, no problem, you can take your time. See, then they goaded me towards the answer. They said that this is what you do when you have a plane. So in a plane, you talk about the dot product of vectors to find out whether the vector lies to the left or right. So yes, I said, yeah, dot product and cross product, there are two products. So basically doing this, they goaded me on to the answer, and finally I could arrive at the answer, but it was also due to their help. So it's not like you don't need to be very nervous there. Even if you are not able to think straight, you can tell them that. They'll say that it's no problem, you can think, because it's basically a question that's asked on the spot. So they test your spontaneity here, they test your technical knowledge before. And HR, there is not much of an HR interview, only that you have to convince them that you want to stay and why do you want to work with Altair. So I told them the very reasons that I mentioned at the start, this was why I wanted to work with Altair. So they were fairly happy with this thing, and more or less, like, I have given numerous interviews. What I found is you have to be confident in whatever you are saying. Even if you are saying no, say it confidently, don't be diffident there. Like I said, I'm not able to think straight, but they didn't mind that because it was a spontaneous question. So that's basically all about it. Like, interview, you have to be confident whatever you say, and you have to know your stuff. For Altair, at least, you have to know your technical stuff.